Hi Chem Peeps. Today we're going to talk about solution stoichiometry. In other words, we're going to have a stoichiometry problem that involves a solution, and we're going to be dealing with molarity today. So if we look here, molarity. So let's look at this problem. It says, what volume in milliliters of a 0.5 molar solution of copper sulfate is needed to react with an excess of aluminum to provide 11 grams of copper? So looking at this problem, we have a couple givens here. We have grams of copper, and copper is a solid right here. This is our A. This is what they're giving us to start with. So I'm just going to write this information down. And they really want us to solve for a volume of copper 2 sulfate, which is a solution. So this is our B. This is what we're solving for. If you go back to my stoichiometry videos with the stoichiometry map. So we're going to take the 11 grams of A and we're going to solve for B. Now, when we do stoichiometry, we're either going to solve for mass or moles. Since we're dealing with molarity, and molarity is equal to the molarity is equal to the moles of solute, and in this case it's going to be B that I've labeled down there, over the liters of solution. Now, ultimately, we're going to be solving for this. They give us the molarity, and we're going to solve for the moles of B using stoichiometry. So let's go back and start this problem solving. The first thing I'm going to do is to take the 11 grams of copper, and I'm going to convert it to moles. Okay, so looking on the periodic table, there's 63.5 grams of copper per every 1 mole of copper. That's the molar mass. So you can see the grams of copper and grams of copper divide out. Then we're going to use the stoichiometry, or the balanced chemical equation, and the mole ratios of the coefficients to go from copper to copper sulfate. So in the balanced equation, there are 3 moles of copper for every 3 moles of copper sulfate. Now, my students will always ask, it's 3 over 3. Do we have to show it? Yes, you still have to show it because you can see that we're going from substance A to substance B. Then I'm going to stop here. Actually, I was going to keep going, but I want moles so that I can use the molarity equation. So if I solve this, I get 0.173 moles of B, which is the copper sulfate. Now, we're going to now go to our molarity equation. I'm going to switch colors here. Molarity in this case is 0.500 molar. It's equal to the moles of the copper sulfate, which is 0.173 moles of B. I'm going to say B, so I don't have to write that whole equation over out. And then I'm going to put it over the liter solution, which we don't know, so I'm going to say X. I'm also going to put the molarity over 1. So I'm going to take this top times this bottom and set it equal to this top times this bottom. So we're going to get X is equal to 0.346 liters of solution. Now they want it in milliliters, so I need to multiply this by 1,000, and I'm going to get 346 milliliters of the solution, and that is going to be our final answer. And I hope this helps apply concentration of a solution with stoichiometry. Find other videos on chemistry at Chem's Chem Chat on both TikTok and YouTube. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and I'll see you on the next video.